Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel where I talk about the matches I play and things I do to try to get better. Also some strategy and little things like that. So today we have a match that I played at the Financial Presper Architects Open in Akron, Ohio. And this player was in the quarterfinals of the under 2600. His name is Tian, and he's a 25-59 player. So he's pretty high. I've played him once before. That was like maybe 4 years ago at the U.S. Nationals, and he just breezed right through me. So this time I was able to give him more of a battle, so that's good. But yeah, let's go right into his playing style. He's a two-wing looper. He's pretty consistent. Has a good forehand block, backhand block, I think the main thing with him is that his strengths are that he has a pretty good no spin and heavy backspin serve, and then he usually is able to get a good forehand in. And he's also pretty good when the rally goes to topspin. He can play pretty well. It's just pretty typical of a Chinese player to be able to play well in the rally. So yeah, let's go into what I tried to do to play well against him. And the first game, I tried to play pretty normal, and he seemed pretty comfortable with whatever I was doing. So the next games, I kind of thought that I actually did it on an accident, and I spun one really heavy to his backhand, and he had a lot of trouble keeping that down. So that kind of spurred a little bit of an idea to play really spinning to him, and that kind of worked because he tried to block it, and a lot of them were just going out, and if he tried to counter loop it, I think he had a little bit of trouble with that too. So that was kind of my game plan, is I just started serving heavy under, and if he was able to keep the ball short, which is what was his plan, I'd just play short again, and then I'd get ready to loop that medium long ball with a lot of spin. And this tactic really was effective, and that comes into a lot of table tennis, which is sometimes it's like you got to find something that works. And I wasn't expecting to play that way against him, but it seemed like winning points was going that direction. So that's the direction I took. And that kind of gets into one of my strategies that I want to get in talk about with you guys. And that's I've used it a couple times, and I think it's really effective and actually quite clever. It's I do the same exact serve, let's say heavy backspin in this case. I do heavy backspin serve with one, like say a forehand pendulum, and then I go in and I do the exact same serve, heavy backspin, with say a backhand. And what this does is it lets you play the exact same point with the exact same strategy twice in a row while making your opponent think that something different is going to happen. So typically when you play someone, if you do the same thing twice, they learn quickly. At least good players do. But when you kind of implement this strategy of doing two different motions, like a backhand serve or a pendulum serve or a forehand serve, it kind of throws them off for that half second, and they kind of forget about the strategy that you just implemented. And then it kind of repeats the whole point repeats itself. And so yeah, that's a cool little strategy I found that really works well. Maybe you guys can use it. So let me go through my notes here and see if there's. I think moving forward, I would say I want to work on looping medium long balls more, because I feel like this last tournament I played, it was really effective against many players. So I'm definitely going to practice looping, those half longs. I'm going to loop over the table. I'm going to continue practicing those, because that's where I got a lot of points, and so that seems like a good direction to go. And so let's talk about the end of the match, where things got a little bit close and dicey. And I think by the end of the match, he was getting pretty used to my tactics of just serving heavy backspin and and for me spinning it. So he was starting to block those on consistently. And that kind of gets into like tactics ideas. Is maybe you should try to switch it up and say maybe like a topspin serve instead, or serve a couple long ones, and then maybe hit it again with the heavy backspin and go back to your tactics that were working, because it can you throw them off and then you go back to what's working, and then you can probably get a few more points. Against his serve, I never talked about that, but against his serve, I was trying to see if it was heavy backspin. If it was heavy backspin, I'd try to push it short to probably middle of the table, and then keep it short until he played one medium long, and then I could get that first loop in. And if it was a dead one, I would try to flip it and get into topspin and play topspin with him, because I felt pretty comfortable going into the points that way. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have on my notes here. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the match. It was a lot of fun. I think I did pretty good. So yeah, all right. See you guys in the next one.
Nice shot. Yes, big shot. Yes, big shot, big shot.